Still practicing. Had a fun one last night. Getting a coffee from the fridge. There it is. I posted on Instagram, on my stories. If you don't follow me on Instagram, at Crossfield Mark, I answer questions almost daily on there. You should check it out. Asking people to ask me questions about competitive golf, so you know, playing in competitions. I had loads of responses, so today's daily vlog is going to talk about playing in comps. It's going to answer some of those questions because I won't be able to answer them all on Instagram. Also, it's quite relevant because I've actually entered a competition this year. Dan caught me off guard one evening, asked if I wanted to play in the Sunningdale Foursomes. I remember playing in the Sunningdale Foursomes when I was younger. It's a pretty cool event. So I kind of said yes, and then I thought, why did I say yes to that? So I'm thinking about competition golf a bit more. Absolutely regretting doing it. Let's answer some questions on competition golf today. There's obviously a lot of you are out there playing in comps, or want to play in comps, or do weekly and want a bit of help with some of your ideas that you're struggling with. I'm looking forward to this today. I haven't played in comps for years. Fun to remember the good old days. I'm just going to pop that back in the fridge. Right, first question. Got lots to get through today. Signing up for comp with strangers. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Well, that depends what kind of comps you're playing in. When I was a member at a golf club, I would definitely try and play with people that I enjoy playing with. There were pros and cons to that though. Sometimes when you play with people that you're comfortable with, you don't have any nerves at all because you're just really comfortable. You play with them every week. And I always perform better if there were nerves, if there was a bit of fight in my belly. I was always worse if it was relaxed, especially when things went wrong. I would easily just give up and chat and muck around with my friends, if you like. So there's pros and cons to that. Certainly when I started off, I'd put my name down with my dad a bit, because obviously my dad played as well, he got me started. But he was quite keen to get me, you know, mingling with the members, because as a junior, there was, back in those days as well, there's certainly a bit of, you know, people weren't sure about playing with kids. He wanted me to get used to playing with adults, how to behave, those kind of things. So I did play with random people, and I really enjoyed that, and it was a really good skill that I learned growing up of how to kind of relate to different groups of people, because obviously the age gaps are so massive. So there are pros and there are cons as well. Question about playing in competitions for you, Matthew.
Go for it.
How do you zone out others?
Oh,
Good one for you.
that is a good one. I'm not very good at that. Oh, well, I'm more of a...
You would have been when you played.
I'm worse in my own head. I'm worse.
Yeah. But you have to remember who you are.
Who you play with. Like, if you play with people you don't know, it doesn't really matter if you're rude to them, does it? So you just like go off and do your own thing. I always found playing with higher handicappers helped as well, because generally they don't hit it as far, and so you're up there and you just stick to your own game, don't you? So I always found that was quite good, but it's a hard one really. It's not an easy answer for me, that one. Sorry.
I mean, for me, I just didn't find it a problem at all. I actually if it was match play, I quite actually enjoyed ignoring them or chatting to them, if they like being competitive. I've definitely played in pro-ams where they're obviously paying to play with you. Yeah. Where I only played in a few pro-ams, like literally 10 did my Sweding because I couldn't zone them out. Like, used to have people who would attend. Like, I'd have a 4-foot putt and they think I'm a pro, so 4-foot putts are easy, isn't it? Yeah. I'm playing for money and they're holding the flag.
Like this, next to you, tapping that in.
Well, what they're actually doing
waiting for...
Yeah, that's the one. They're literally got the flag over the hole, like, and I have to say to them, could you just, I don't want you in my eye line. So, but I was pretty good competitively at zoning
There's a man, look.
people out. But I absolutely, I could imagine that I would have loved to have played county golf with you or against you, because I could have just got in your head. So I would have just annoyed you. That's one then.
Yeah.
Question for you, Danny boy.
Questions?
Competition play, caddy or no caddy?
I would only use a caddy if I've worked with that person for a period of time and they know my game. The reason I say that is because if I've played in tournaments or played in matches with other players and they start trying to read your lines and all this on putts, you know, they hit their putts differently to what I would hit them, let's say. So as long as the caddy knew my game inside out, yes. If it's just dragging somebody off the street to be my caddy and carry the bag and give me some few tips, no.
Right, next question. How do you focus on the next hole and not focus on the score? See, I like to focus on the score. I've always liked to focus on the score. Because when I was playing competitions, the score is the only thing that really matters. I would want to know what my score is because it would allow me to know when to push, how to attack and defend, when to do certain things, you know, when to react, what was going on. That one over there. So for me, I was always, when I was playing, even as a handicap golfer, when I was an amateur with shots, I would have a net score running. I'm 3 under my handicap at this point, or 4 under my handicap point at this point. And even though that added a little bit of nerves sometimes, again, I often found I responded quite well to a bit of nerves back then, so I used it to help me. So absolutely responding to score, you've got to find out if it cripples you or helps you. If it cripples you, you maybe need to change your mindset because you should really know the score. You should really know when you need to push and stop pushing. How do you start when you've never competed before? Now that is a really good question. For me, it was literally just starting. There was nothing more I wanted to do than get out there and compete. If you're anxious about it, maybe that is a case of trying to play in a competition with some friends, or even go to the club or organisation and tell them that you're anxious and say, you know, can you put me with someone who might not take it that serious? There will be people in comps, I remember when I used to play, people who could be quite nasty, a bit aggressive, get angry, not as fun to play with if you're a little bit nervous for your first comp. There'll be other ones who just enjoy playing, they play in a comp because it's a bit of fun, happy-go-lucky. And they might say, the club or organisation might say, look, we'll pay you with them or try and get your name down with them. You'll enjoy it a lot more. You kind of just got to take the plunge. Like this question, do you do anything specific when playing a practice round? I just wanted to get a feel for where the trouble was on any blind holes. I'd want to get a feel for the holes where I'm going to have to push, the harder ones. Shall I hit it harder off the tee or can I just donk it down the middle? Is that fairway bunker in play? Speed of greens, where some of the drop-offs were. And if there's any kind of blind, false fronts, those kind of things. So like you hit a 6 into a hole, you think it's the right club, but it actually plays a bit more uphill. So, oh look, it's a 5 in the practice round. I remember that for the tournament. It's getting a feel. There's no answers for the practice round. Some people, I remember, used to just turn up and walk the course and that was enough for them. It's finding what works for you. It's getting that feel. For every course has a tricky little bit where it does play longer or shorter, the wind does hit it more than you're used to or that you think, like stood on the tee and it gets above the trees and it really hits it. It's trying to learn those little kind of nuances of the course you're going to play. Just some ideas about playing in competitions. Hope that helps. Thanks to everyone who posted a question on Instagram. Remember, at Crossfield Mark, I've got other answers to this question on my story, but it only stays up there for 24 hours, so head over there and check them out. I hope some of these answers do help you. The main thing with competitions for me is you've got to enjoy it. If it becomes a grind, it certainly did for me. That's why I wanted to stop competing. I concentrated on my business, on becoming the best coach I feel like I could become. It was becoming too much of a grind. It was too much like hard work. And like lots of people ask me now, I think one of the questions is, why don't you play anymore, compete anymore? I don't want to compete at a level I would like to compete at because I haven't got the time to put into the amount of practice I would need to be happy with what I bring to the table. That's why I'm kind of dreading playing in the Sunnydale foursomes. It'll be a bit of fun, but it'll be annoying as well because I'll be rubbish. I haven't got time to practice. There are good players there. I don't like going and not competing, really. See, the fun's not there, so I don't really do it. I don't know how Dan ever got me into that. How did you do that? Post comments down below. What do you love about competition golf or not? Do you play it? Do you not play it? You just play socially? As always down there, let's hear it. Thanks for watching. See you all tomorrow. But tomorrow, actually, we might have M5 review and M6 coming. Interesting numbers from that one.
That's running as well, isn't it?
Might get a bit of lucky run.